All right, good evening, everybody. My name is Victor Reyes. I'm an Arch in Virtual Travel. I'm a double silver. So I've been in the company for around 2 years now, since 2023. Today, we're just gonna go over travel quotes one-on-one. Basically, in the suppliers VAX VacationAccess. This training is gonna be focused on new trainees. So for agents that are pretty new on the company, so I'm gonna try to keep it as simple as possible so you guys can understand. Obviously, whenever we're going through the meeting as well, feel free to put on the chat box if you have any questions. So for the purpose of this meeting, we're just gonna go over a couple things. One thing that we're gonna go and we're gonna be doing is gonna be how to register. For those that haven't been registered with VAX, I know that we go over this on the a new agent orientation, but we're just gonna go a little bit briefly on how to register and where to find VAX VacationAccess, so that way you guys can go and navigate through that. We're gonna learn how to navigate through VAX as well. After that, we're gonna go through how to make the quote. We're gonna also, while we're going through VAX, we're gonna just look for some prices as well. After that, we're just gonna go and learn how to adjust commissions and also where to find them. A lot of agents, most of the times when they're new, they don't know where to find it. We're gonna go over that as well as a little bit, and then as well to share the quotes. For the purpose of this video, we're just gonna keep it simple. I know there's ways that you can pay monthly for a more professional way to share quotes with clients, but in this case, we're gonna go over with Word documents. In this case, very simple. We're gonna use in this case as well ChatGPT for help, and we're gonna go over that as well. So for the purpose of this video, we're gonna start on how to register with that. So let's start with that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into the back office. So I'm gonna log out just for the purpose of this. So basically, this is the back office. How do you log in into it? You're gonna go into your agent ID and also the password. So we're gonna log in into that. As we log in into the back office, we're gonna go into the menu and then we're gonna go into Travel Cafe. Once we go into the Travel Cafe to find how to register with VAX, we're gonna go into the menu where it says suppliers by country. I'm gonna go into the US. I know there's people that are in Costa Rica or St. Lucia. You can go into your suppliers as well by Latin America as well. But we're gonna go into the US in this case as well. If you guys are gonna be on the other countries, you guys can go into your countries and also check there. In this purpose, we're gonna go into the US is an alphabetical order, so we're gonna go into the V. We're gonna call says VAX Access. Here we're gonna go and see a little bit of information of like the suppliers that are under VAX, as well as the commissions and also how to register. How to register and how we register with the US is simple. So we're just gonna go into the supplier request form. Once you click on that, you're gonna go into here. You're gonna just read briefly through this. You're gonna fill out all this information, your evolution ID number. If you're new and don't know your ID number, I do suggest to contact your mentor. Your mentor should be able to give you that ID number if by any chance you forgot the ID number or you don't know it. Another way is that when you signed in, you should have received an email with the ID number as well. But definitely reach out to your mentor if you don't find that email. But basically, you're just gonna fill out all this information. The email, I suggest that you use the email that you also use when you signed in, phone number, and also here there's different suppliers. In this case, we're gonna go into VAX and then just click on the box and you're gonna submit. It can take up to 4 to probably a week or so to receive an email from them with the login credentials. So once you receive those login credentials, then you'll be able to log in into VAX. Next thing we're gonna go is how to basically log in and then how to navigate VAX. So in this case, we're gonna go into VAX Access. Here, basically, when they send you the email, usually your username will be the ID number and then the password that you change once they send you the email. So agency number is basically the IATA number for Archer Travel. So in this case, it's gonna be 05. I'm thinking of Spanish, so let's see. Okay, so it's gonna be 05024840. So that's gonna be the IATA number. So the item number is always going to be that one. Every time that you log in, it's going to ask you for that along with the username and also the password. So once you log in, you're going to go into basically what is the main menu for VAX. Just give it a little more time. So this is what the main menu for VAX looks like. There is different suppliers for VAX under here. So you can pick whichever you want. In this case, for the purpose of the video, we're just gonna probably stick with Apple Vacation or Fungit, but we also have other supplies that you can go under. Since this is going to be a package, we're not going to go under any Universal or SeaWorld or anything like that. Those are for theme parks. Basically, that is a different area, but we're just going to focus on packages, which is going to be in this area as well. What it comes to this time, so you should be received, let's say you got a client. I do have an example here, so we're going to go back into my presentation. This is going to be the example that we're going to be using. Very simple. So basically, our client is going to have a package or wants a package of a hotel plus flight. It is going to be a family of three. It's going to be two adults, one child. It's very important that you also put and ask the year of how old the child is. If it's going to be more than one, then ask for all the ages as well. Destination, they want to go to Cancun in this case. Mexico, dates are going to be around November 17th through November 21st of 2025. Departure airport, in this case, the family wants to depart from JFK in New York. This is very important when it comes to make a quote. It is very important that you ask whether or not they want to accept a travel insurance or not. On our credit card authorization form, there is also a questions about whether we offered a credit card, a travel protection or not. And this is very important. I always recommend travel protection. A lot of the times clients are going to decline it, but it's very important that we also include that into the price. And if they don't, then you already have the paper that they refused it. Budget is going to be around $3,500. So this is what we're going to work with. So basically, we're going to go into VAX. We're going to use it in this case. We're going to use Funjet. A lot of the times, I do specialize in the Caribbean. So I do book a lot of Caribbean vacations. I do use VAX a lot, if not most of the time. So within VAX and other suppliers that usually I use, which is the other one will be the Vacation Express is another good one, but in this case we're going to use VAX. So Funjet is usually one of the ones that I use the most. It is going to be a flight and a hotel. It is already prompt like that. If somebody ever wants just hotel, you can change it as well here or just flights. We don't have commission and we don't get commissions for flights only. So it's very important that you guys add commissions into that. VAX is a very good supplier to add commissions into the price as well. We're going to show you that as well later on. But in this case, it's just going to be flight and a hotel. They want to leave from JFK in this case. So we're going to go into JFK, New York. They're going to go into Cancun. Okay. So it's going to be one room, two adults, one children. The children is going to be 10 years old. We're going to go into that. So when it comes to the dates are going to be November 17th to November 21st. We're going to go into that. November and November 21st. Okay, so they did accepted travel insurance in VAX. You can either add it at the end or you can also click into pre-select travel protection. This is what's going to do is once you pick a hotel, once you pick the flights, basically at the end of the price, then they add the travel protection automatically. If you don't click on that, then they were going to give you the quote without the travel protection. If that happens, don't worry, you can add travel protection at the end as well into the add-ons. So either or, I always add the travel protection into the beginning, then you're going to search. Now, it is a budget of $3,500 for the family to go to Cancun. So what I do usually is I like to do three different quotes for the same clients that will change basically the prices. So I will try to go into stay in the budget for the family. Sometimes a lot of clients are gonna do a budget and then that budget is unrealistic and then we gotta actually adjust and get as close as possible to that price. That's gonna happen. But what we do is basically we check and I check three quotes. I do one that is gonna be the closest to the price of the client. I go one that is in the middle, and then I go another one that is a little bit, I call it more luxurious. A lot of the time, and it had happened that I do that, and clients actually likes the other quotes that might cost a little more, but they have a better hotel, they have better amenities and other stuff. So a lot of the times that's gonna happen as well. So that's why I do that. And the more the client pays, obviously, the higher the quote it is, the more commission you get. So that's a thing that I usually practice. I like to do three quotes at a time. So in this case, we're not gonna do three quotes because I want to keep it simple. But it applies to every single quote. It's just gonna probably pick a different hotel or different flights that might cost differently. But in this case, we're gonna go. Basically, it's gonna auto-populate the flights. A lot of the times they want to travel in certain times. In this case, we're not gonna do that. But first, we're gonna pick the hotel. Hotel is very important, especially for international flights and international vacations. It is very important that we pick good hotels. I like to go through the reviews. I like to go to how the hotel looks like. I like to go to different places to check how the hotel is because we don't want to put any clients into any hotels that they might regret going into those places. We want to be very careful with that. So we want to give them the best experience as possible and then start with us. So in this case, Cancun has a lot of all inclusive. Most of the Caribbean play destinations have all inclusive. So that is very good because there's gonna include a lot of amenities. So in this case, this is a 5-star hotel in this area. So what we do is we check how it looks like, we check how it is inside, so we do the research a little bit. We're not gonna go over too extensive into this, but in this case, it's $1,300 that or $3,500 that they have a budget. This is way under the budget, and this hotel is looking really nice already. So it is very good because a lot of the times they do like to pay less. In this case, we might pick this one. There's other ones that might cost less. There's other ones that might cost more like 3,900. That's over budget, but obviously it depends on the area that it is. It's a resort and spa all inclusive as well. So it all depends on what you want to pick. In this case, we're gonna stay in the client's budget. So we're gonna pick into the, let's start with this one, which is Sunscape all inclusive. So what we do is we're gonna select another team that you want to also ask. This is a very simple quote, but also you want to ask what type of room they want. A lot of the times, if they want to go into the Caribbean, if they want to go into Mexico, they might want a oceanfront room. They want maybe like a partial ocean view. So all those things you also want to ask. In this case, we're gonna go over what are the available rooms that this hotel is gonna have, and we're gonna go over that in the at the end. Since it's gonna be for the JFK, JFK is a pretty big airport, so there is a lot of non-stop flights. I try to always keep my clients into non-stops, so that way they don't get layovers. Depends on the place, depends on the destination. Sometimes it is very hard to not find like to find direct flights, but in this case, it's very simple. So we're gonna go into this one. Depends on where the client lives. We wanna go and be mindful of that. So I'm from Massachusetts. If I think that my client is here in Massachusetts, it is around a 2 hour and a half drive to JFK. I don't want to pick at 8:20 a.m. flight because they're gonna have to go over there and they're gonna have to arrive basically around 2 in the morning, depart from Massachusetts to get to JFK in time, especially New York, which is very busy state, especially in that area. So in this case, I am mindful of that and I don't pick that one because I want them to arrive in time. I don't want them to be late. It all depends that sometimes they do have layovers. So in this time, you can also pick non-stops here. So there is limited non-stops. Sometimes that's gonna happen. So even sometimes when I don't want to do it, like in this case, we got this one, which is 11 in the morning. So that's more comfortable for my clients to not have to wake up too early. So that we can pick. It's gonna be through American Airlines. American Airlines already includes baggage. So in this case, it's gonna include one with the basic economy. It's gonna basically include the carry-on and also the personal item. If they ever wanna basically change like refunds or choose seats, then you can pick this option. In this case, we're gonna keep it simple like this. If they wanna pay for a check bag, then they can also, we can adjust that at the end on the quote. But for the purpose of this, we're just gonna pick the basic. Then we're gonna go into the return flight. The return flight, we're gonna try to do nonstop as well. It says that it only has 2 nonstops. Now, in this case, nonstops might cost more depending on the time as well. So in this case, I picked nonstop and the price went up a little bit, but it is still under budget. So in this case, we're just gonna pick that one. So we're gonna go into 4:30 p.m., arriving around 8:25 p.m. to JFK, coming back. So we're gonna select that basic economy as well, same as the first one. And this is gonna apply to every single supplier that you pick under VAX. It is basically the same concept. So this is the final price. This is the final quote that VAX gives you. You're gonna have the outbound flights. You're gonna have the return flights. You're gonna have the hotel. If you ever want to pick a hotel or the room itself, you can just click on it. Then once you click on it, you're gonna see room down here. You can go into rooms. So it is a standard double bed that is going to include without any cost. If the client ever wants to have something different, like a suite, then you can select the room. If they want a suite ocean view double, it is more. So it is going to cost more. So it all depends on what the client wants. So we want to ask them like specifically what their needs are, what they want. If they want an ocean view, then it's gonna cost more. You can just select that. For the purpose of the video, we're just gonna keep it simple. We're gonna keep it onto the standard room. So we're just gonna keep it like that. And then we're just gonna go back. Now, in this case, the other thing that we wanna go over is now is the time for you to say, how much commission am I gonna get here? Because if you go into the price, it doesn't tell you exactly how much commissions are you gonna get. The way you find that is you're gonna go into booking administration. So you're gonna see here, booking administration. You're gonna click on that. And then here is when it's gonna tell you how much commission you're gonna get. So out of this quote, if the client says yes and they wanna book this quote, basically you're gonna get $304. So you're basically gonna get 80% of that, but total commission is gonna be $304. Now, if you think that the budget for the client is $3,500 and you say, okay, so I'm under budget, what if I add a little extra money to get commissions? How do you do that? Simple. Let's say I want to add $100 more and I want to get $400 of commission. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into here, you're gonna click, you're gonna type 100, you're gonna go enter, not 101, 100. Once you click enter or set commissions, it's basically gonna add more. So it didn't go all the way into the $400, but it went up. So you can add, if you ever wanna go back to what it was, you can just click 0 and it's gonna go back to the $304 that it is. You can add as much commissions as you want. This is for you to be free, to be comfortable with what you're gonna get. You're a travel agent. This is why we love VAX because you can adjust commissions, you can add commissions, and you can get more money if you really want to. It is great for flights only because you can pick the flights only as well. And then you can just add the commission on the booking administration. And then once you book it through VAX, then you can just get those commissions. But this is very good. So let's say I want $150 more. You can just click on that and they're gonna set the commissions to $439. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, if you go into it is still on the budget. So I say, okay, that's good. I'm still under budget for them. So you're just gonna go X, it's gonna adjust the price to what you picked, and then that's your commission. Now, automatically, when it comes to international destinations, especially for the Caribbean, a lot of the destinations automatically adds transportation, round trip transportation. So in this case, in Mexico, it always add shared transportation from the airport to the hotel. So that means they don't have to rent a car if they don't want to. So a lot of my clients have used this. They have never had any problem, even on other destinations as well. So basically, they receive once you book it, you're gonna receive the information on how to contact them for them to be able to be picked up. You're gonna share that with your clients. If you want more information about the transportation, it will tell you right here. It will tell you like all the details. It doesn't include gratuities if they want to do gratuities. So all the information are here, but the transportation, round trip transportation, it is included in the price. So they have flights, they have all inclusive hotels, and they have transportation. So that's very good right there. And also they have travel protection, which I actually added into the price earlier. Now, if I didn't add it and I want to remove it, you can remove it here, or you can always go to features here, and then there you can add sometimes excursions, sometimes travel protection. So I will tell you a lot of the things that you can add. If you see right here, private transportation, if by any chance they don't want to share transportation, then you can add private transportation specifically for them. So other things right here that you can also add into the price, and also excursions as well. There's very limited excursions here, but you have also the options. So you can play with that as well once you start doing that. So basically, we have done a quote. It is going to be $3,345 with 34 cents. This is the time that you're happy with your commissions, you're happy with the price that you found, you're happy with the hotel, you're happy with the flights that you picked. A lot of the times they want to pick different flights or specific times. That's something you want to go over with the client as well. But we're happy in this case with all the information that we have here. So now it's time for us to how to present this quote to the client. So we're gonna basically present this quote as simple as possible, but yet we're gonna try to make it professional as well. We're gonna use Word documents for the purpose of this video. There's other ways that we can also do it, but I also want to show it, and I have used it as well because it's very simple, is Word documents. Now, another way to us for us to go and see, okay, so what is the information that I need to put there? We're gonna go into ChatGPT. We use ChatGPT a lot as well, so you can do it as well. You can go into ChatGPT and help you to create quotes as well. In this case, I did it already, but you can go there and you can create. And then I put, can you create a travel branded quote template to use for my mock bookings? A mock bookings is something different. It's basically the same as a quote, but a mock booking is for a purpose of social media, for us to not necessarily we have a client, but we want to show our people that follow us how much it will cost to go to certain times or of the year to certain areas and certain destinations. So mob bookings is for us to attract clients. So it's basically the same. You're gonna be doing the same process that you did and we did here, but instead of us that we're gonna do today is present it to the client. Basically, you put it into the social media. You're gonna put into the social media. There's videos on that. So if you guys want to know how to make a mob booking, because it's actually a little more different with the information that you want to share, because for mob bookings we don't want to share everything just for the purpose of them calling you. but there's videos about that. If you guys want to know that, definitely you guys can check that out and check other um, trainings that are out there very good for my other colleagues as well. But in this case, we're gonna go into the quote. So basically, ChatGPT gave me a template of what information to put there for a quote. So basically, we have how many travelers, we have the departure city, we have the destination travel days. Login is basically the hotel, and then you can add there the type of bed that they're gonna have, like if it's a two queen bed, etc., and stuff like that. Inclusions is going to be round trip, hotel accommodations, the package price breakdown. So this is very good. So what I did is I did copy and pasted this. So you can also go down here and then you can copy this and then paste it when we go to Word documents. Then here, I already did a little bit of it, but you can get creative here because there's plenty of freedom to do what you want to do with the quote and what you want to like present into here. So basically, I do always put big like travel quote for 2 adults, 1 children for Cancun, Mexico. It is very good for us to put our logo in it. So if you guys have a logo already, it is good to put it there. Your travel business, your business information when it comes to phone, emails, websites, etc. All those things you want to put them in there because once you give them and I'm gonna show you how to share this without them having to basically change anything in it. It's just for them to see it. We're gonna go into that shortly. But basically, you want to have your information there for when you share the quote to your clients. So we're gonna start with this. So we're gonna start with 2 adults. We're gonna go and 1 child. So we're gonna go, the purchase city is gonna be, so this is the part that's gonna take probably the most time for you to go typing all the information into the quote. So destination is gonna be Cancun. And again, this is gonna be freedom for you guys. This is basically an example, one of the most easy and simple examples that we can actually do for a travel quote. Travel days is gonna be November 17 through the 21st of 2025. Alrighty, the beds, I don't remember the beds. So what we do is we go back into our VAX, and then once we go into here, then we're gonna check into room. It says room number 1. So it's a standard double bed, basically 2 queens. You're gonna copy that, you're gonna paste it in here. So it's gonna be 2 queens inclusions. So basically, it's gonna include the round trip flights. It's gonna the hotel accommodation. In this case, since it's on all inclusive, so what I do is I go all inclusive. So all inclusive resort. Travel insurance is included there as well, and round trip transportation. So all those things are included into the price and package breakdown. So total package price, we're gonna go back into it. We're gonna go into here. So it seems like the total package price is gonna be this right here. When it comes to presenting it into the client, I don't, this is personal, but I don't like to present it with the 0.34. I usually round it to $3,346 just to do it more simple. It's just gonna be some cents. When you come back, if they want to do it, then they're gonna see the real price. But that's basically what I do. I like to present it simple, so it's $3,346. Just to make it more simple because prices can change. It's not always gonna be like that, and it's very important that we also add that into the quote. We're gonna go back into it, so it's gonna be 3,346. So it's gonna be US dollars, obviously 3,346. Deposit. How do we find deposit? It doesn't tell you here, but I'll show you how to find that. It is very important that we also put it into the price. So here it's not gonna tell you how much deposit they need to do in order to basically save this. A lot of the times, if the trip is way ahead, you're gonna have a time for the last deposit date and also the last date the payment. So basically, all that information you're gonna go into checkout. So you're gonna basically book the trip. You can always go back. We're gonna go into checkout, and then there is where we're gonna find the deposit and the last payment due. So we're gonna go into that, and then we're gonna go over how to find that. So this is the breakdown of everything as well. So when it goes down here, in here you can also change it if by any chance when you're gonna check out and say, okay, I changed my mind. I want a different room. I want an ocean view. Okay, so you can go over with the client and you can go, okay, so it's gonna cost you for an ocean view double bed. It's gonna be an extra 229 with 15 cents. Do you want to take it? If they want to take it, boom, you add it. It's gonna automatically add it into the price. So that's the option right there too. So we go down here, we keep going down here. This is gonna be the travel protection area. Another way is if they ever decline, you can also put here decline travel protection. That's gonna be a proof that they also declined it. If they ever wanna do car rental, they can also do it here. But in this case, they just have round trip transportation. They don't need car rental. This area you can ignore it for now. This is just at the end. But when you go into the price breakdown right here, so you're gonna see that the balance due at the moment is gonna be the total price. Deposit due at the moment of the trip or the time that you're talking to the client is gonna be $1,269 with 97 cents. That's the deposit. Now, basically half of it, they need to pay that amount to be able to reserve the package. If they don't pay that, they won't be able to do that's the minimum. If they ever want to pay more, they can do so. You can just do it here. Basically, once you do here, and the amount is automatically gonna give you for the deposit. But if they ever want to say, okay, so instead of that, can I pay $1,500? Absolutely. You can just put $15 here and then just process that every time that if they ever want to pay half of it now and then call you later before the full payment amount date, which is going to be October 3rd, that's the date that they have to pay the whole trip. So what I do, and is very good to do as well, is that when you give them the full payment due date, I don't like to put exactly October 3rd. Why do I do that? Because a lot of the times clients are going to forget. And a lot of the times they're going to say, oh my God, I don't have the money right now. Can I pay you next week when I get paid? And that's going to happen sometimes. So what I do is I change that due date a little bit. So I go back 1 week, sometimes a week and a half, and I give them that time or that day as the full payment due date. So that way, if something like that happens, then you don't have to worry that much. You can just say, okay, sure, I can give you until probably 1 more week because you know that the full payment amount is due for October 3rd, but you give them at least a week or a week and a half period, like grace period, basically. So that is very good to also do because it had happened to me and this had worked a lot. So that is very good as well. So that's what I do when it comes to the full payment. So that's something that we're gonna alterate like a little bit. We're gonna change it a little bit, even though it says October 3rd. Like I said, here you can change the deposit if they will wanna do more, but they cannot do less. The less that they can do is this amount right here. So for the purpose of this, we're gonna go into here. We're gonna say that this is gonna be the deposit. So we're gonna copy, we're gonna go back into our Word document, we're gonna paste it here. Now, we are here, final payment due. So it says that it's gonna be October 3rd, the last payment due. So we're gonna go into our calendar, and I have my phone here right next to me. So I'm gonna go into my calendar. So we're gonna go into October 3rd. So I will say, okay, so October 3rd, I can say a week before, I can say that the full payment amount is going to be September 26th, a week before that. So if something ever happens and they say that if I can pay for my next paycheck, then definitely you can wait until the next week. So I will do October or September 26th. So in this case, it's going to be September 26th, 2025. You already know that it's going to be October 3rd, but it's just for them to give them, just to prevent potential situations. So another thing, when it comes to the prices change all the time. It is very important to let our clients know that prices are always subject to change, especially when it's flights included in the price, because flights prices change every single time. I have had experiences before where I'm looking for prices with my client on the phone, and all of a sudden they're thinking of it and they say, okay, I'm going to think about it. They call me literally half an hour later. When I check back, the price have raised $200, $300. I have experience of even $400 more. So this is very important that we never promise that if you present this price, you present this quote, and they say, okay, I'm going to think about it, just to warn them that the prices are always subject to change. The prices are not locked, because if you ever say that the prices are locked and you're guarantee them that if they call you 1 week later, 2 weeks later, a month later, the prices are not always going to be the same. So in this case, I will do, it's always, this is very good to put on the quote. I literally put it on red. When I share it with them, they're gonna see that in red, and they're gonna know that the prices are always subject to change. If sometimes a client called you a week later or a week and a half later, and then when you check the same exact hotel, same exact flights, all the quote that same thing, and then the price is not the same, and they start complaining about it, you can tell them, hey, I put on the quote the prices are subject to change. We never promised that the prices are going to be locked, they're going to be the same. You're calling like a week and a half later, so prices are always changing. So this is very important to put as well on the quote. Every single quote that you do, even on mob bookings, I always put them as well. So prices are always subject to change, because even on mob bookings, if you post something for a price now, then maybe a client called you like a week later, then it's not going to be the same. I can assure you that the price is not going to be the same. So we always want to put that in there. Hotel details. So the hotel details, we're going to go back into it. So hotel details is going to go, so we're going to go back, and then you're going to just go to the page that we had before. So right here, so this is gonna be the hotel name. So it's gonna be Sunscape Cancun all inclusive. So we're gonna go back. Okay, Sun Cancun all inclusive. This right here, room type, is almost the same as this, so we can technically just either eliminate the login or basically have it on both. This is just like an example. We can always adjust this. You guys are always free to adjust this as you like. Amenities, I don't like to do that part right there. If they want to know amenities, you want to keep it as simple as possible, you can always have them on call, on a phone call, and then you can just share that with them while you're looking at it. Now, airline is going to be American Airlines. So right here, we're going to put American Airline. Right here, departure time, in the departure time is going to be for right here. So it's going to be from 11:05 to 3:20. So they're going to be arriving into Cancun at 3:20. So we're going to go here, we're going to paste. Same thing with the return flight. We're going to go here, copy and paste. So that way they can know the times that they're going to be arriving. All right. Baggage claim, carry-on, and personal. So that's basically the same thing. So we can leave it like that. Here, you can also put something like this. Thank you for considering, in this case, your business for your travel planning. We'll look forward to getaway unforgettable. So Basically, this is what it is. This is how, and most of the information that you're going to need to share to your clients if they ever need to do adjustments, if they ever need to do anything, so you can always have them call you back. Now, a little thing that I like to do, since this is simple, but you can also try to make it as professional as possible. So what I like to do, and I do it as well, so I like to put my logo into the back of it, a little bit into transparency. This is just me. I'm a very perfectionist person, so even my other job, I'm told like that. So I like to do extra stuff. You guys don't have to do it, but just for the purpose of this, you can always do this. So basically, what you can do is you can check, like, if you have your logo, you can add it into the background. How we have it? So we're gonna go into here. We're gonna go into the logo. So I have my logo in here. Don't worry about how it's gonna appear. I know it's gonna be here like on all this. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna change it here. You're gonna pick into this one. So basically it's gonna go back into the letters. So I like to put it around the center. I don't leave it like that, obviously, because when you share it, it's gonna be the whole logo, but I go into transparency and I like to put it like this. Sometimes even the most like transparent like here. I see here in black because I have it into the dark mode, but when you share it to the clients, it's gonna show white. So my logo is gonna be more noticeable. I have already tested that. So that way I like to do my logo in the background into each page. So I do that as well. Another thing you can do is you can go into Canva. If you wanna put your information into here, like instead of all this by written, and you wanna do a little banner and put it as well there, you can go into Canva and just create one. So I just created this for this video, just something simple. You can put your logo, you can put your website. I have my own website, but you guys can use your Evo website if you don't have any. For those that are starting, your email. I have my own email as well, but you can also use your Gmail that you created for your business as well, your phone number, and then just a little bit background, maybe travel related. You can download it, and then you can also add it into the top of the quote as well. So this is basically how we do the quote. Once we do this, how do we share this to the client? Specifically for Word documents. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go into share here at the corner, the top corner. So we're gonna go into share. We don't want our clients to change all the information that we took time to do. What we're gonna do is we're gonna share it, but for them to only view it. So they're gonna be able to view that. So it's loading right now. You'll be able to actually change the setting for to view only. So once you share that, then the client will be able to see the quote, and then you'll be able to even do adjustment here if they want to do adjustment, and they can just click on that link and they can just see the adjustments that you did on that quote. So that's a good idea of you don't have to each time send the link every time, because once they have the link, and I don't know why this is loading that much. So once you do share one time the link, then they're always gonna be able to see that quote. Like every adjustment that you make, they can just go back to the to that, and then they will do it. I'm not sure why this is not loading. I do apologize for that. Probably my computer is going a little slow. But basically, once it shows here, it's gonna show edit or view only. So you're gonna change it to view only. Once you change it to view only, you're gonna copy the link. Once you copy the link, you can just share it with your client. So I'll say, hey, I have done your quote. In this case, we did one, but if you want to do more than one, which I also do all the time with different prices, different hotel. Another thing that we can do also, this is going to be very important. I almost forgot. You want to add also pictures. Once you do at the end, what you can do is you can put images for the hotel. So you want to share a couple of pictures of the hotel. I almost forgot that. So images. So we can go back to VAX, and then you can go into the hotel itself. So right here, you can click on it. You'll be able to see the pictures. I don't share a lot, but like here, how the do copy image. This is a room, so there's some type of room. In this case, it's not gonna be the same as them, so I won't share that. But you're gonna go here, and then you're gonna go paste it, and then here you can adjust the size of the image as well. So you can do that, then go back again, then you can just pick another room, like of the pool area. You can copy the image and you can paste it right here next to it, and then you can adjust the size as well. Then you can go back. You can as many pictures as you want. That's up to you. In this case, only here on VAX, for some reason, this hotel only shows 4 images, but you can also go into Google and also look for more pictures. But this is, you also want to add pictures into the quote. If especially when you're gonna do more than one quote, there's gonna be different resorts. So you wanna, so that way they can compare which one they like more. A lot of the times, the ones that might pay more, they're gonna like it better. But that's pretty much it. So let's start one more time. Is if you can copy the link here, but you want to change it to like edit. Basically, in your area, if you're gonna use Google Doc, it's gonna basically say edit or view only. So change it to view only, and then that's where you copy the link, and then you can share it with clients. Basically, that's pretty much it. It is gonna be always the same with any destination. If you wanna go to any destination, Vax is a very good supplier that most of us agents used very frequent because it is easy to use. You can add commissions as much as you want. It is very simple to navigate through as well. If you ever want to share this, let's say, okay, I'm doing the package right now, and then I want to share it, but I don't want to go back and to look into that all that. So what you can do is you can actually save this itinerary. If you see right here, it says retrieve saved itineraries. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna go into here, and then you're gonna go into the save. So once you do here, you're gonna just put here. So you can put a name, so that way you can actually identify it. So you can do to Cancun trip to adult, and then you can put one child. You can save your itinerary, and then it's saved. So once you save it, you can just go retrieve a saved itinerary, and then you're gonna be able to see it right here. Then you go press go, and it's gonna actually go back to it. Now, if you go back to it like a week after, the price is gonna change automatically. But sometimes it might tell you that you need to pick like a different flight, maybe because if it's not available. But basically, the prices are gonna change automatically as well. See right here, sometimes it says that, but when you go back to it to change it, you can also change it as well here. But that's pretty much it. This is basically the purpose of the video. If you guys have any questions or anything, this is the time. So right now we're gonna actually go and stop the recording, and then we're gonna go into the questions as well. So let's stop the recording right now. All right.